this episode of the China Chronicles. One of the things that really stood out to me is how much the Chinese people care. They just care about people and things. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Game Changers podcast, China Chronicles. This is episode 2, and if you thought last week was a ride, wait until you see what is happening today. From discovering that China has 56 ethnic groups to diving into the world of AI and strawberry fields. Yes, I did say strawberry fields. This has been one of the most well-rounded weeks, and I can't wait to share these experiences with you. Our week began with a lecture on the development of ethnic minorities in China. Through a classification campaign in the 1950s, the government identified 56 ethnic groups, with 53 of them speaking their own language. This effort aimed to preserve cultural identities while integrating them into a unified society. This offers a powerful example of how diverse societies can strive for national cohesion, something that I think the Caribbean can definitely learn. In the afternoon, we viewed Naja 2, an animated film which has become China's highest grossing movie, earning well over 6.79 billion yuan, also beating out Western-based films such as Pixar's Inside Out 2 at the international box office. The film showcases Chinese folklore with cinematic flair, demonstrating how a country can confidently tell its own stories. It begs the question, how can the Caribbean do the same with our own cultural treasures? Our visit to the Beijing International Studies University on Tuesday included various spectacles. Besides the dancing and all the cultural flair, one of the key things that stood out was the Beijing Cultural Big Data Center. The center uses real-time analytics to guide decision-making from tourism to public services. It presents a compelling case for data-driven governance, something that St. Lucia could increasingly invest in. On Wednesday, a press conference on artificial intelligence highlighted China's growing footprint in global tech. According to a 2021 report, 29% of all top AI researchers worldwide are of Chinese origin, positioning the country as a future hub for AI development. This visit provided insight into how St. Lucia can prepare youth for careers in the tech fields. This makes me wonder, how are we as Caribbean people preparing our youth for this AI-driven future? Thursday was by far the most exciting day. In the morning, we spent time at the Shandong Fitness Center. We participated in various activities including football and tennis. This revealed China's serious commitment to physical education and physical growth amongst its people. Policies now mandate up to 2 hours of daily activity in schools, a proactive response to childhood obesity. Could the Caribbean adopt a similar approach to combat the ever-growing challenge with NTDs? Later, we toured the Xingshao village. This community is built on agriculture with a particular focus on strawberries as a cash cow product. In the village, we explored various greenhouses and engaged in some strawberry picking, complementing local farmers. While the fruit picking was certainly lovely, the major standout of the tour was the village itself, where we were exposed to the intricacies of Chinese culture and met with village small businesses. The most heartwarming of these businesses was the Rainbow Cafe. This establishment trains and employs deaf and hearing impaired youth. This initiative promotes inclusion and independence and could inspire similar efforts in St. Lucia. Dale Segis from St. Lucia's Ministry of Education Special Education Unit had this to say about the initiative.
St. Lucia can benefit from such an initiative by allowing itself to harness the abilities of persons with disabilities in general so that they can be contributors to the economy rather than just users of economic resources, especially persons with hearing impairment who are physically capable, although they may have a communication impairment in most other aspects of their being, they are typical and not disabled. And so we need to find ways to not limit persons to their disability, but rather to allow ourselves to think all possibilities.
Our final stop for the week was People's Daily, China's state-owned media outlet. Now, while their structure differs significantly from the free press model utilized in most of the Caribbean, their strategic use of new media offers lessons in managing digital narratives. It was truly amazing. Now for this week's key takeaways, and it was truly an interesting week. One of the things that really stood out to me is how much the Chinese people care. They just care about people and things. You know, at the Rainbow Cafe, they really took time to take care of the deaf and hearing impaired young people. And they really focused on not just providing a place for handouts, but really employing them with a skill. And as my dad said, yes, Dale says is my dad, he really highlighted how, we as Caribbean people should adopt similar measures for ourselves. And it is mandatory to really embrace that amongst Caribbean people, because we often see these individuals in our society becoming just other statistics. We see them not being able to really fund their lifestyles. They don't become ingratiated into the society like they should. But the Rainbow Cafe is really showing us how this can be done. And they provide these opportunities for these young people to really explore becoming the true version of themselves. It really touched my heart. Special needs is very close to my family, and because I have a niece who has special needs, and my dad has been in special needs work for the longest while. Crazy coincidence. And it really touched me. So I think that is something that we really should employ in the Caribbean. Another way how the Chinese people really care for each other was with the fruit picking. We actually got some free fruits afterwards, so we were allowed to pick some fruit. They also allowed us to go home away with free packages that they just put together just out of the kindness of their heart. And I hope that this is Chinese culture. I hope they treat everybody like that, so not just us because we were guests, but I hope that they really employ that. But that is the kind of the sense that I'm getting. They are really relaxed and they really care about each other in general. So that is something that really touched me, and it's something that I think that we as Caribbean people can definitely learn from the Chinese. Another thing that stood out to me was the ease of commerce this week. I have now adopted one of the several digital currency platforms utilized in China. I'm now using Alipay. You basically just connect your mobile card and then you go up to a place and you can just scan, and it is very easy to use. And it has been a blast so far. Very easy. You don't have to walk with cash. And then it shows you your balance right away, so you can stay active in this digital world. And the ease of commerce is just simply amazing, and it's something that really stood out to me. I don't know why we in the Caribbean are taking so long to adopt a similar model. I mean, we don't have to go completely cashless, because there is cash in China. There is still yuan currency, paper currency in China, but they make it easy for people to buy and sell here, and it is something that we are lacking in the Caribbean. We also have the challenge with security, and this paperless system provides a good measure for security. Because if you think about a bus or a transportation measure, they are filled with cash, and we know that we have nefarious people everywhere you go in the world who would want to rob and do harmful things. But if we had a cashless system like that, right, a model that employs mainly digital currency, we would be so much better off in that regard, because we would be much safer. The bus drivers will be much safer, and then those people who tend to do nefarious things will just not really have a reason to do them, because there's no cash and it's hard to rob that way. I know that there will be teeth in pains in that regard, but I definitely think that this is something that we should employ, or at least seek to employ in the future. Another major key takeaway this week is it is getting warmer. In my earlier episode, I would have told you that the weather is a bit erratic. It still changes, and it is still erratic a bit, but it is getting warmer. We now moved to a new province, so in my next episode, I'll give you some more insight into that. but we're now in a new province, and it is warmer. It is more manageable. I am in warmer clothes. I can go outside in a t-shirt if I want to. So that is another key takeaway this week. So far, I must say China has been a serious eye opener. I have learned so much. It is nothing compared to what I thought I would have experienced. And I think that is why you who are watching it should come and visit yourself. Yes, there might be some things that you have to do extra, maybe get a Chinese visa to spend time here in China, but I mean, it is worth the trip. Trust me, it is worth the trip. Now, if you think this week was amazing, next week will be even more amazing. I have already shot some footage, and next week's episode will be highlighting the province of Henan. We will be visiting several cities in Henan, and I can't wait to showcase that to you. Showcase the journey to Henan on a special vehicle. I will not give any spoilers, and also getting into Henan and spending time in this ancient part of China. Alright guys, so if you've made it this far in the video, I want to thank you. You are a real one. Hit that like button and subscribe button, and tell me what you think St. Lucia can learn from China. This is Quincy as usual, signing off for another episode of the Game Changers podcast. And until next time, stay hungry. I'll see you then.